Me and Ryan have been at this for a long time now. We played so many different kinds of games together. I think it's time for something different. A game that requires a lot of reading and bad voice acting by Ryan. And a lot of romance.
Well, Tommy, we have already played Senran Kagura and Phoenix Wright, you know.
Oh yeah, thanks Ryan. Oh, how about this one? So you want to play this game?
Bring it on! Oh my goodness, games! You piece of shit. Thomas! Tommy?
Yes.
What do you think you're doing? Tommy? Tommy, do you understand what you are doing right now?
We're playing the game.
Tommy, do you know what you're associating yourself with right now? Tommy, do you know there are expectations you have to live up to?
Wow, you glorify
Tommy, do you know?
Can you stop saying my name?
What audience this attracts, Tommy? I don't understand what you are doing, Tommy, right now. Tommy, why are you choosing to be alone?
What?
What was that filth that I just uttered from my mouth? Tommy, you're my best friend.
What was that all about?
I was repeating something someone once said to me a while ago about this game.
Oh.
I was just throwing it back. Pent-up aggression. Tommy!
Stop saying my name!
Tommy, what are we playing?
I'm playing Katawa Shoujo.
I'm so afraid! I'm terrified!
Why?
I'm so afraid!
You're dramatic as fuck! Dang it!
This is one of my favorite games!
It's your wet dream, apparently.
One of my most favorite games of all time!
The feels is finally here, folks.
Oh my god! We've referenced this game so much! This game's in our first episode!
I'm aware.
We're playing Katawa Shoujo. That one game that was made by those dudes on the 4chan. This is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, we heard you.
It doesn't even count as a game.
Yeah, we heard you.
Folks, we're Oh My Goodness Games.
And I apologize in Ryan's name. Dude, you're freaking out, man. I didn't even expect that. And you know me.
You know I kept telling you I had something planned.
I didn't know it was this freaking ridiculous.
Alright, folks. I can't believe we're still doing this, but Tommy is technically playing this game. He has trouble reading. Just shut up. Let me double check something.
Hey, this is how bad I am at reading. I want to read the Holy Bible. I bought it on a cassette tape.
Yeah.
Just so I could read the Holy Bible.
Hold on.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Let me double check something. Yeah, there we go.
Ryan.
We're here. We're there.
What are you doing? Can we start this game?
Let's go.
Alright,
Let's go.
dive into
I am terrified!
our first episode. Before our first episode, we were planning to do this game sometime. Just took us
a year. If anything, I started this chat. Tommy, ready?
Yeah, just read, please.
Alright.
Read, please. Get it?
A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy. Far out of sight far out of sight of teachers and fellow students.
Can you see that all right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I also know this game's almost scared thing by heart.
Oh.
But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I hope no one hears those footsteps. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Tommy, just remember to just give feedback whenever you feel like you want to say anything.
I have nothing to say right now.
Alright. We found our guy's name. His name is Hisao. Hisao!
Can we just keep on going, please?
Yes. The note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative.
What's that mean, initiative?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna do it. That's what initiative means.
Go get her?
Yes.
Okay.
As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snow gradually thickens. Snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in the stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. It's the ninja! Hisao? You came?
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that daintily voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Oh! There's our guy! Look at the stupid thing he's got on his head. That stupid little tuft of hair. Iwanako?
I think they call it a cat lick.
You're right, Tommy. Tommy, you're cultured. Iwanako? I got the note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line. That's the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note, so I'm glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me feel so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. Uh-oh. 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 My heart is pounding now as if it was trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. Tommy, I got butterflies.
Me too.
So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The canopious noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gusts of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she hazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see... I wanted to know... if you'd go out with me... I stand there, motionless, safe from my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond their breaking point. Hisao? I reach up to try massage my throat, but it only sends spikes of binding pain along my arms. Hisao? I am not selling this girl voice. My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror.
He's having a heart attack.
Hisao! I did not sell that. I don't think I did. The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak in the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Hironako running towards me, all those fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Fade to black. Tommy! Beep! My heart! 4-Leaf Studios! Computer, be quiet! Katawa Shoujo! Tommy, what the hell are we doing?
Watching the anime. Was this a show?
No!
This should be a show.
Look at all those names that aren't names. Silent Cook, he lectured me on the forums once.
He did?
I did something I forgot that he wasn't supposed to do in the forums. I said, excuse me. I was like, oh, sorry. But that's it. That's my only result.
He said excuse me to you?
Well, I suppose something that have to do with requesting a picture, but the forum you couldn't request a picture.
Why?
Just, it was one of the rules, but I forgot. It simply forgot. And so I was like, oops. This looks so good. Tommy, this is animated.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look like a show?
Yeah.
I know the animator.
Who?
Well, I don't know them.
They should make it a show. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Get fundings to make a show out of this.
It should be directed by me.
No.
What? Okay. It's been
Sweetie, please.
Alright, let me just double check something. Hold on, folks. Before we do the thing, hold on. Hello. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Let's go. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Oh, that's what happened.
Hello. So I guess he never sees the girl ever again.
And the whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room in that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. So I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign one. Alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. I said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Aren't you lucky? Is that really a miracle? Oh, okay. He is a glass half empty type of guy. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. Did I pronounce that right?
Hemorrhages? Yeah, that sounds correct.
I had already had a full day, but then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But then the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well guests began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized the only reason I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been...
Hello? Yeah?
Tommy?
Hello?
Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy?
I'm trying to hear you. No, that's Ryan. He's talking. I'm sorry, Ryan. We're in the middle of recording. Can I call you back?
I'm going to take his head. I'm going to take his head. Put it. I'm not. I'm talking downstairs without your presence.
Okay.
I'll keep that in. I'll keep that in.
Wait,
No, I won't keep
what
that
did
in.
you say about me?
Nothing.
You said something about me, you liar.
Nothing. I'm gonna have to skip over it anyway. Double check. Okay.
What? What? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to watch this video to find out what you said about me.
Too bad. Hi, we're back. Guess, well, at least your sister won't interrupt us anymore. Let's get back to Let's get back to depression.
Oh.
I realized the only reason I've gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came on a regular basis. Iwanaka was the last one to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. Keep stumbling on the words. Look at that.
I feel so bad
Look at
for
this.
him.
Look at this wall of text. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable.
You know what I just realized, Ron?
Yeah!
The computer screens in the background, they look like the old school Macintoshes.
That's because it's just a photo with a filter on it.
What?
That's a photo with a filter on it.
What is that? You mean that is a Macintosh?
That's a Macintosh.
No!
For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a
Ryan's being a wise one because we're playing this game on a Macintosh.
We're playing this on a Mac. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking it as if some kind of an omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectation is low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped.
What's omen mean?
Omen, a bad thing, from the future. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. Move this mouse. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands, but I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly hard to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. Felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. You know, I now get how my dad felt when this happened to him. You're not gonna answer that?
I wasn't paying attention. What?
I know how my dad felt when this kind of happened to him.
Oh.
My dad once got stuck for 2 months in a hospital for something, but I now get, because this is pretty relatable to that. But back to story. Sometimes I pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had been set up for myself. The pages of my locked book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, The heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. Tommy, this is not a well, there's funny moments. There's a lot. But this beginning is a downer.
Oh my god, I feel so bad for the guy.
But that only happened rarely. And I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. Seems excited, but not very. It's like he was trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time, sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I didn't answer him, but I smiled a little bit back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all the medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad. His expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Oh, I love the shot. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seemed insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. I'm getting attacked by letters. I see heart block, quinidin, 15 milligrams a day, warranty. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contractions, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's too futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life? Every day? I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all.
I thought that was a confidence booster.
Ah, Tommy. Glass half empty. Glass half empty. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he tells me he knew... The way he says it tells me he knew full well I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand your education is paramount. However, I don't think it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence in a school for disabled kids? Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, wouldn't there be a 24-hour? There wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff. Dang it! If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff. You wouldn't make the hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, it's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you would like it. Looks like I really don't have a choice. He just told you you did! Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go to a school. I remember I wanted to return to school. I remember you wanted to return to school. And while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That's what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. Double check! Hi, I'm Tim. Okay. And we're back. Hello. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can get around and learn, but just need a little help, one way or the other. Your father's right, and do my dad and doctor voices sound the same?
A little.
Your
Don't
father.
have to worry about the voice acting.
And your father's right. Many of the graduates at the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues is out in another hospital as a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided to me. It wasn't! But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I always thought of myself as actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is, I don't know. The fact is, I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all of this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I like to play a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. At least I still have something, even if it's a special school. It's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake just to resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life would look like. Fade to white. All right, Tommy. Get ready. You're gonna have so many nostalgia play. Hey, there's our guy. Act 1. Life expectancy. Man, I love that heart with the Band-Aid on it. He loves it too. He's got the whole heart in his hand. All right, Tommy. I'm just gonna tell you, this game is gonna give you so many flashbacks to IA.
Let me just hurry this up.
The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general.
Is this a real picture?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
In fact, a lot of the pictures of the school are a real school. We could go to it, Tommy. We could go to Rhode Island right now and go to this place.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Okay.
In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one's especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wonder if it looked like that. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like.
Read it before you say it.
I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like. But I couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace and felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. Hey! Glass half full. Ah! Alright, Tommy, do you want to know what the name of this place is?
What?
Brown University. It's an actual place. We can go there, and I someday want to go and see this.
Okay.
So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy. That is also not a Japanese school. It is not. That's not what a Japanese school looks like.
Okay.
So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds that a school would have. More like a park. with a clean walkway going past trees, the smell of fresh cut grass and other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. You're getting so comfy in this, aren't you? That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different. Okay. Okay. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is a new school in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused my expectations of school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here I could anchor myself to something. It makes me wish there was somebody here I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greeting me? Is my hand cold, Tommy?
What?
Is my hand cold?
Sorry.
Cuddling with my hand, my palm. Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life to return to. But still, after entering, there's absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. Oh yeah! Still doesn't look like a Japanese school. Tommy, are you seriously falling asleep? Don't you dare.
I'm not. Where's the Rainbow Wizard?
It's almost there. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. Yeah, we finally get to see someone. Okay, this game is not Japanese, and I knew that before playing this. But the moment I saw this guy, I instantly said, this game's an American-made game. He's got that how to draw anime book face. Do you not know what I'm talking about, Tommy?
No.
I'm pretty sure no one knows what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna take a wild guess, a shot in the dark, and say there's a book that you've used called How to Draw an Anime Face.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of them. You must be Nakai? So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Mudo. Mudo. Welcome. We exchange handshakes that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow knowing that what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Think of this. I almost miss what the teacher's saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Tommy! What should you do? Yeah, of course. Why?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, good choice. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course. Not everyone likes to be at the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door... I hope he moves out of the way. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. We're on the third floor! Mudo opens the door and enters. Oh God! Don't look at it!
Rainbow
Don't look at it!
Loves you.
Don't you look at it!
Why not look at it?
Don't look at it!
But if I do, grant me a wish.
Don't look at it!
Why? Is this your skin or something?
Let's just go. Go. Yeah. Oh, God, that was too close.
What?
I follow the teacher in the classroom and look around, particularly so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates.
They're almost all girls.
All the dudes in the green, they're guys.
Oh.
I recognize someone. I recognize that person. Why there's a guy, Haruhi Suzumiya, in the lower left corner. I never got that. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is truly unusually high, and there's lots of space left over around it in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. Funny, it seems like there's only one blackboard in that wall. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen to someone talking about you, tune out the teacher's...
Sad, there's this guy snoring.
Apparently he's supposed to be based off Peter Griffin.
Oh.
I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I see Suzu. I see that stuff. I notice.
Oh, my drills.
I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. She sees me. Looking back at her. She covers her face with her hands as if to make her invisible. We just passed her. Go back. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers. The lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making weird hand motions. It's her! Sign language? She peers over me at the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. Oh. So is the cherry-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome my newest classmate. He claps his hands and so does everyone else. Except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for his applause I did not deserve. Collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like my self-introduction. This is like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said. Although, a few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. Couldn't have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently when he's done. They clasp their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. You know, you could go back and show. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Alright, yeah, that's fine with me. Alright, Tommy? I think we'll finish off this episode in a few minutes. We'll finish this episode off in a few minutes. That's good. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She's the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out on the... Well, folks, Tommy, what do you think so far?
So far, I wish to get to the good stuff.
Get to the good stuff, it is! I trust you. I assure you. But maybe we'll see that. It hit me, I don't know who Hamakiichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi's there. Shizune Hakamichi. Let's end the episode here! No! No!
What now?
Go! We'll see you next time!
You're so dramatic.
She's staring at you!
You just fidgeting with that, Tommy?
Yeah, I love the feeling of the analog stick on the N64 joystick. I know they say it's the worst, but I think this is the best analog joystick ever.
Did you do that on purpose?
What?
Did you do that on purpose?
What?
You said analog.